one I am going to discuss on this morning. So my topic is Gifted Kindergarten Curriculum P2P. So introduction. The Department of Education Kindergarten Curriculum P2P is a comprehensive framework for early childhood education in the Philippines. So when we say comprehensive framework, it is a comprehensive plan for early childhood education. So it aims to foster holistic development in young learners, preparing them for future academic success and fulfilling life. The curriculum is aligned with the typical basic education curriculum, ensuring a smooth transition for kindergarten learners with a content-based curriculum of grades 1 to 12. So when we say holistic development, it is the all-around development of the child. So curriculum framework. So the K-3 curriculum emphasizes the following core principles. So when we see curriculum framework, it is like a map that helps teachers to guide students through the adventure. So first we have holistic development. So when we say holistic development, it focuses on developing the all aspects of the child, which are the physical, cognitive, social-emotional, and language skills. And then second is play-based learning. So learning is made fun, engaging through active participation, exploration, and hands-on activities. So the third curriculum framework is child-centered approach. So when this is child-centered approach, it is all about giving the chance to children to learn on their own, and then the teacher is, and then the role of the teacher is to guide the children. And then the last is integration of learners learning areas. So different subjects are connected to create a seamless learning experience, making learning more meaningful and relevant. So here's a curriculum framework in dapat kindergarten curriculum is dapat paano man ang integration of learning areas wherein, like for example, is ang lesson is all about science. So you need to integrate math or other subjects to make the learning meaningful and relevant. So here are the learning areas. For the K-3 curriculum comprises seven learning areas. So first we have the mother tongue. So fostering language proficiency and cultural understanding in the child's native language. So the purpose of this mother tongue subject is to understand more the native language of the child. And then second is Filipino. So developing proficiency in the national language. In order for the students to develop the proficiency in the national language, so i-icon in Filipino subject. And then ikatlo is English. So to enhance communication skills in English, so i-appeal in subject na English sa mga bata pagtulo. And then 4 is mathematics. Building foundational mathematics concept. Number 5 is science, exploring the natural world through inquiry-based learning. So number 6 is Araling Panlipunan, or the social studies, understanding the social environment and Filipino culture. 7 is music, arts, physical education, and health, or MAPI, promoting creativity, physical well-being, and healthy habits. So those are the 7 learning areas in the K-3 curriculum. So those are mother tongue, Filipino, English, mathematics, science, Araling Panlipunan, music, arts, physical education, and health. So now let's proceed sa teaching and learning strategies na pwede gamitin ni teacher in teaching her students. So the K-3 curriculum utilizes various teaching and learning strategies to engage children. So first we have the active learning. So nani is provide ang teacher ng mga hands-on activities, games, and exploration. And it's a collaborative formative learning, the teachers should group the students to foster teamwork and communication. And then sa ikatulo is differentiated instruction. So as we all know, every student is unique, so they need differentiated instruction for them to we need to have differentiated instruction for to cater the needs of the students. And then the last is assessment for learning. So for for the teacher to evaluate or to check if na-ever progress ang bata sa classroom. So si teacher is mag-answer ng mga activities to be sure kung naka-learn pa ng mga bata. So pwede siya maghanap ng mga quizzes, summative or other activity. So those are the learning strategies that teaching and learning strategies na pwede i-implement ng teacher sa classroom. So the active learning, collaborative learning, differentiated instruction, and assessment for learning. Now let's proceed sa assessment and evaluation. So the K-3 curriculum employs a variety of assessment methods. So yan na ang mga assessment method na pwede ni teacher gamitin sa eskwela. So first we have the formative assessment. So ongoing monitoring of student progress, how teacher adjusts their teaching strategies. And then ikaduha is summative assessment. Evaluates learning outcomes at the end of a unit or term. So therefore, after a week is pwede si teacher magpa-summative sa mga bata. And then portfolio assessment, collecting student work showcases their learning journey and growth. So those are the assessment and evaluation that the teacher should implement. And then now let's proceed to teacher roles in K-3 curriculum. So first we have the teacher play a role in implementing the K-3 curriculum. So one of the role of teacher is a facilitator. So guiding and supporting student learning through effective instruction. Okay. So ang first role ng teacher is to facilitate the learning process. Okay. And then second is observer, monitoring student progress and identifying individual needs. So to cater the needs of each of the students, so as a teacher, the teacher should need to observe kung paano niya magpawaan ang pagkakamang sa bata. And then ikatulo is resource provider, so providing materials and opportunities for learning. And ika-upat is collaborator, so working with parents and other stakeholders to create a supportive learning environment. So, sa example sa role ng teacher is collaborator, which is need niya collaborate sa parents or other stakeholders to give the needs of the students in the learning process. And then we have here also the parents' role in the K-3 curriculum. So first is supporting learning at home. So syempre, role sa ng parents is supportahan na niya bata in terms sa pag-eskwela. So creating a conducive learning environment at home. So, and then second is communicating with teachers. So parang may ba ang parents, so di pa dami na sa bata sa eskwelahan. So need niya cooperate or collaborate sa teacher. And then third is encourage learning, fostering a love for learning in children. So para continue ang learning sa bata bisan wala sa eskwelahan. So ang role ng parents is yung tutuan ang bata sa bahay. And then ang role ng parents, supporting learning at home, communicating with teachers, and encouraging learning. And then, now let's proceed sa benefits of the K-3 curriculum. So the K-3 curriculum has numerous benefits for children's development. So, like in enhanced learning, holistic development, and positive learning experiences. So, those are the benefits of the K-3 curriculum. So in conclusion, the Lifted Kindergarten Curriculum or K-3 is a vital educational framework that shapes the future of Filipino learners by fostering holistic development, promoting play-based learning, and emphasizing a child-centered approach. This curriculum empowers children to reach their full potential. Continued collaboration between teachers, parents, and the community is crucial to ensure the success of this vital framework.